let's go over a simple example, the hello world example for a very simple WDL. So first, we're going to say what version of WDL we're using. We're going to add and name a workflow block. So I'm going to create a workflow called hello world. I'm going to call a task called hello. And an important thing, just to make sure that the output for the whole workflow is captured by Cromwell, I'm going to specify an output block, and I'm going to say that this output is going to be a file with an identifier called hello file, and this file will come from my hello task as the out file from the hello task. And then we're going to define the hello task itself. So like I said, the basic task has an input, a command, and an output, taking an input of file type, of type file called my name. It's going to use this name in the command. So if you want to, so this is a parameter and not necessarily what the file is. So it's just a variable, and I'll go over how you would specify the value of this variable later. But basically, when you use it in a command, or even in other, if I describe the parameter and use it elsewhere, I would have to, once after it's defined, like with its type and its name, to actually use it, you enclose it in this $sign and these brackets. And then I'm specifying that the output for this task is an out file called hello.txt, which is where I've saved all the output from my commands. And so I've defined the output here at the task level so that I could expose it at the workflow level. And at the workflow level is what I would actually get from running this workflow. So to actually fill in what those input values are from the WDL workflow, you use a JSON parameter file. So a JSON file, it's really just a text file that's composed of key value pairs, and you're using it to fill in those parameters or variables in the WDL file when you actually run the workflow. So here for my hello JSON, I am passing in a file called name.txt, and that name.txt will find my workflow through this key right here. So the key is composed of, first, the workflow name, which was hello world, the task name, which is hello, and the parameter name, which is my name. So this is how basically this value, which is the text file, will find that parameter in the workflow. And these values can be of type path, string, integer, array, etc. It's whatever you define this parameter type in your workflow. And note, if you are passing in a file, it's best to give it an absolute path.